collectors, Marvel enthusiasts, I am the inbox collector, and it's big news again. Of course, Dan Yun said there would be, for transparency, no more reveals of tiers, and yet here we are. Here we have a reveal. Yes, the Goblin Queen has been revealed. I'm going to have to look at pictures. Is it going to make any difference to the numbers of backers? Well, currently, as I make this video, it is down to just 5,409 backers. That is actually dropped since I last took a look. Let's take a look at this figure. The Goblin Queen. Of course, it's a render. First thing I'm going to say that I've noticed is the cape to her looks like a big chunk of plastic. I think this is a terrible thing for all the fans of Marvel Legends that have waited for the Goblin Queen for so long that she's being chucked in with this Haslab Engine of Greed. We'll have a look here. At these photos, she's coming with a set of separate hands and a skull. She's not coming with a different head sculpt. She's not coming with a baby Nathan. She's not just coming, as you kind of see these photos here. I know it's a render. They said they weren't going to release any more. They clearly are going with the Goblin Queen. This came, by the way, from my good friend Tuggernaut Collectibles. He kept me up to date, and there I was just chilling on the sofa, and he's like, have you seen this? And I'm like, no, and I have to make a video. They've set this at, so to unlock this tier, the Haslab Engine of Greed has to reach 10,000. Now, it could possibly do that. People could want to go in for this figure. There's a lot wrong with this figure as I look at just the render, but again, it's just a render. Of course, she comes with a skull, a generic skull. I'm uninspired by this take on Goblin Queen. I think there should have been at least an extra head. There should have been a baby Nathan. There should have been a cloth cape. Not this, what looks to be like a hunk of plastic. That definitely looks like plastic to me. Again, I can't confirm, but it just does. I think it's bad that they've treated the fans this way. They've also done a promotional video today and talked about how they plan to grow their profits over the next 3 years. They're already hiked prices. They're probably going to hike them again. I am going to make a separate video later on how you can kind of save money and still collect Legends, because I know a lot of people are walking away. A big YouTuber that I watch and I'm a massive fan of is David Displays Model Behaviour. He did a video the other day of all the things that came out from PostCon, similar to what I did, but I did a live video, and then later on I caught up with all the videos that have been coming out with that, because I was super busy, and I saw David Displays Model Behaviour's video, and he said he was buying 1 or 2 because he's being priced out, and that's because they've jumped from 15 to nearly £30 for one of these action figures. The retro style ones have jumped up that much, like £27 over here. The Iron Man was highly priced, you know, £57 in the UK. How do they get these prices to go? You know, how do they make this profit? How do they do it? Well, one way they could do it is do what they've done with the G.I. Joe and make it Hasbro only. So they're starting to cut out the retailers, and I know smaller retailers were already struggling as it is, but because Hasbro are putting these prices up, and then that price has to be passed on to customers, and Hasbro of course sell their figures slightly cheaper. It's not a massive and cheap. I mean, for big retailers they get it cheaper, but for the smaller retailers it's not like a huge margin. You're lucky if they're making like $5 a figure. The bigger retailers can obviously, they're ordering a lot more, so they can get a cheaper price again, which makes it difficult for the smaller retailers to compete against them. But basically, I think the way they'll do this is you'll start to see, as we have in the UK and Europe with G.I. Joe, you'll start to see things go directly from Hasbro, and they're cutting out the retailer altogether and they're making a profit. Now, let me know in the comments what you think of these developments. What do you think of their plan to make more money and more growth, and how do you think they're going to do that? And what do you think of this latest Goblin Queen throw in with this Engine of Vengeance? I mean, the fact they said there was going to be no more tier reveals, this to me shows the desperation, shows that they're desperate, and they've had to reveal another tier at 10,000. Now, of course, there's one more tier that we haven't seen, because Mephisto's in at 12,000, so What are we going to see at 11,000? And is there one beyond that? I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye out. But that's all I've got for now, guys. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this. Has this changed your mind? You will not be judged by me if it has. Personally, it has not changed my mind. And I do think if we don't back it, you'll definitely see these figures later on down the line, because Hasbro have already admitted now they want to grow their profits. Well, one way to grow the profits is to sell the figures that you've spent ages designing in and investing that money in design and possibly making. We don't know. We don't know how far they've got into this. One way to do that would be to sell those figures later on if this Haslab project doesn't get backed. It may well do now. Time will tell. So that's all I've got for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time, good luck searching for that toy gold.